I'm Carolyn Bailey and I'm the Homes and Gardens Editor at Hearst Magazines, and I'm here today to celebrate at home with country living, and I'm looking forward to showing you how I decorate my tables at home. So here we are. I've started off with a cloth which has got a lot of flowers on it and lots of colours in it. Particularly like it because it feels very spring and summery and has a lot of colours that you can play with. So for me, when I'm setting my table, the most important thing is to layer my place settings, because I always think they look really stunning as you walk up to your table. So I've started off with these mats, place mats, which I pop at each place setting. They're really nice. They're quite rustic, handmade, and they set a good place. Once I've got those in position, I pop that down my dinner plates. Now I love white dinner plates. I've had these for years. The food always looks beautiful on them, hard wearing, easy to care for, and they set everything off very well. So I'm going to pop those on at each setting now. Then to make the place settings more statement and more interesting, I go for statement plates. I mix and match. I don't keep everything the same, but of course you can match everything if you prefer. So I'm going to start off showing you the ones I like to use. So this one I've had a long time. It's from Portugal, hand painted and handmade in Portugal. Picked it up many years ago and I really love it. I love the colours in it. I think it's very cheerful. Apart from that, I have a vintage plate with a nice flowers around the edge, which I enjoy. So I'm going to pop that one there. Then I've got a modern plate, which I love the flowers in it. Bit of a floral theme going on, as you can see, and I think it works really well with the white china. And then my last one I like because it's got an unusual edge. And then to layer up a little more, I look through the cupboards for my little bowls, and I found these. These not only are they pretty and colourful, they also have lovely texture to them. So it's important to think about texture too when you're putting together their display. This one's obviously plain but has a really nice edge, and I chose this one to go with that one because it's got yellowy green, like the plates that picks out the colour, and then that one's a little plain one to go there. So it's already beginning to sort of get a bit of texture and a bit of colour and a bit of mix-match going. So for the napkins, the next stage, I've got a good selection of napkins at home. These are linen and cotton. My favourite is probably this one. It's block printed in India. It's got a really pretty design. And the way I like to display this is very, very simply. So I literally fold it in half and then I pop it under my statement plate, which looks really smart. I think it works particularly well for a patterned design, but it also looks really, really smart with coloured plain ones too. And then after that, another way you can put together your napkins to make them a bit more interesting is take your napkin, fold it like this, and then wrap some ribbon around it. I've gathered together some ribbon that I found in my ribbon box. I always keep ribbon, if I get a gift with ribbon, I always keep the ribbon and then try and reuse it at a later stage. So this one's double satin, really pretty olive colour. So I would wrap that round the napkin and then tie it tight. I often wrap round doubly, but you don't have to, just depends on how much you've got and what effect you want to create. But that pulls it in nicely. And then I'm going to do a double knot to keep it secure, like that, and then a small bow. Just about enough. Hold on a minute, I think I might redo that. Always check your ends are neat. You can do this after you've done the bow, if you prefer. There we go, that's perfect. So that they face down and look really, really smart. So to that you can add some foliage from the garden. Outside my back door I've got some a big bush of rosemary, which I really love. Not only do I like the look of it, I love the smell. It's really, really amazing. So I just pop that in underneath the ribbon, like that. And already that is beginning to look really smart. So I shall then put that at this place setting. Another way to do it, again, very simple but really effective, is fold out your napkin like that, so it's in a square, fold over turn it into a cone shape, like that, and then use a piece of ribbon again. I've got this rather smart wired ribbon here, which you can see holds its shape, which I really love, and it's also got ombre, so it changes from dark pink to paler. Again, you can either tie it straight like that, which I think I might do, or you can double it over. It's really easy to work with because of the wire, gives it a bit of strength and a bit of personality, and you can literally put it to where you want it to go. And then I'm going to snip off the end. You can see that end's quite nice. That's a little bit long, like that. So I had another look around my garden, and I found in one of my pots I've got a very big scented geranium, which hasn't come out in flower yet, but the leaves are really beautiful and very nice shape. So I'm just going to pop that underneath, on top like that. And pop that there. Going to do one more quickly. I think I'll do it slightly differently. I'll keep this sort of folded version. Going to go for the blue or the purple. Maybe I'll go for purple because it picks up nicely on the cloth. This is quite long, so just going to wrap it round twice. Keep the ends the same sort of length if you can. And remember, you can always trim it down if you need to. Then for good measure, I'm going to pop in a sprig of rosemary and a small leaf from my geranium. Let's put them together, looks quite pretty. There you go. For the glasses, I'm a huge fan of the tumblers, bistro style tumblers you get in France and UK now. And they're quite hard wearing and go anywhere, very useful. And then I just pop the cutlery around the place, I think. There we go. Now, no table, in my opinion, would be complete without a nice table centre. I think that's really welcoming to friends and family when you arrive at your table. So I picked up a paddleboard, which I really like, and it's going to give me a place to put my vases. So I've got a mishmash of vases. I've got some old vintage style vases that I got from my mother, and then this is a new milk bottle style vase, plus I love these mustard vases, old mustard vases, and then because I've got a lot of purple on the cloth, I decided to pop a purple one in too. So I'm just going to fill them up with a bit of water. Perfect, just enough. It should be enough to keep them going. And then I have a tray full of flowers and foliage that I've just picked from my garden, which smell divine. And I've loved the fact we've had some rain recently, so that's been really good. So first of all, I've got the end of the bluebells. I'm going to put them in the tall vases. They've got such an amazing colour, they're almost purpley blue. And I've got this, which is Mexican orange. Just always remove foliage from the bottom of the stem before you put them in the water. It stops the water going old and musty. I might just chop that down a little more to give it. Yeah, so it holds it in position. Then I've got these beautiful camellia, they're my favourites. which really work well in these low vases. I might put one in the milk bottle too, I think. It's really simple but really effective. That one's a bit longer. Oops. Again, take the leaves off and put them in. So that gives a really lovely welcome. Now there is foliage as well. I had a little bit of ivy which you can pop round if you fancy. Just a few sprigs, I think. I'll pop them in there. Obviously you probably need to take this off the table before you eat, but it makes it look nice as you arrive. Go. Just move that out of the way because I've got another idea to show you, which I love doing when I'm entertaining or having family meals. So this is a vintage glass bowl which I was given by my mother, and what I love to do in this is float flowers. This is really good for anything that's broken off or a little bit on its last legs. So you can just fill that with water. I'm just going to get some water quickly. And these are other flowers I found in my garden, little daisies. I've cut them down in advance. You can use a few leaves as well. That's from the Mexican orange. It's an ivy leaf. I found some little purple flowers. What I love is they sort of make their own way, decide where they're going to sit rather than you deciding where they're going to be. So that's another alternative table centre. Another idea to make the table more floral, if it's possible, is these are drinking glasses, recycled drinking glasses, which I really love, and I've sort of accidentally almost put a camellia in one of these last week because I found it literally on my lawn looking rather sad, so I just grabbed it and popped it in, and I thought that was just so beautiful and very, very simple and easy. So I hope you've enjoyed our table settings today. It's been lovely to spend some time with you and talk about setting tables and flowers. Just like to say, please follow us, the Country Living Artisans, on Instagram. Their handle is @CLArtisans. They are open for business as usual, and we are hoping people will shop small to make a big difference. Thank you.